My name is Dan Dry Dock Shockley. I'm a retired U.S. Navy Operation Desert Storm Enduring and Iraqi Freedom veteran. I was diagnosed with a gene mutation known as Adenomatous Polyposis coli. I always knew that when you turn 50, it's standard practice to have a colonoscopy. My first and only colonoscopy was performed when I was 51 years old, and the results of the colonoscopy revealed 100 polyps embedded throughout my colon, rectum, and anus. I was asymptomatic, and this diagnosis was all new to me. When I heard about the diagnosis, um, I immediately referred back to my military experience. My 22 years of military equipped me to be able to plan for the worst, hope for the best, and as well as adapt, improvise, and overcome. So I wanted to gather as much information as possible so I can make an intelligent decision on how to embrace this diagnosis. I was referred to a certified genetic counselor at Tripler Army Medical Center in Hawaii, where I resided at the time. Both blood and saliva were tested, and the results came back confirming that I had the gene mutation known as Adenomatous Polyposis coli, which is in my fifth chromosome. And since I was 51 years old, the diagnosis would be attenuated FAP. Well, I knew that total proctoclectomy with a permanent ileostomy was in the best practice of medicine because any of the polyps left unattended have a 100% chance of developing a colon cancer. When I was diagnosed, I didn't know anything about this condition, nor did we have any family history. So I wanted to read as much as I could. I had an open door with my certified genetic counselor, my GI doctor, a colorectal surgeon, the chief of surgery, to name a few of my medical team members. So I was able to ask lots of questions to better prepare myself for the upcoming surgery and having life with a permanent ostomy. I didn't know anything about any of the what I was going to be facing. The reading that I had done the previous 6 weeks and then talking to my medical team members, I knew that it was best if I had the surgery um, right away. The surgery, it really took a lot out of me. It was a 6 hour surgery where they removed my colon, rectum, and anus. So midline, I had 35 staples, and where my anus used to be, I had 13 staples. And it took, I was in the hospital for 12 days, and then I went home. I was discharged and went home. I've been home on short-term disability for another 7 weeks. My body was really weak, and I just wanted to take it easy to regain my strength. And it took a while, but mentally, I was uh, I was up for the challenge. And in a matter of several months, I was able to get back into my routine, and I just embraced it, like I said earlier, from the beginning of the this journey, and I just go about my life really as if nothing happened. Little did I know that my genetic counselor and my colorectal surgeon at Tripler Army Medical Center in Hawaii were colleagues of Dr. Henry T. Lynch, who's a founding father of hereditary cancer research, and he's also the doctor who is credited with the discovery of attenuated FAP. At the time, he was, among other things, the director of preventative medicine at Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska. And at the time of my diagnosis, he was 86 years old. And 7 months after my surgery, little did I know, Dr. Lynch came to Hawaii to perform some academic lectures. And my genetic counselor invited me to one of his lectures at the University of Hawaii Cancer Center. She personally introduced me to Dr. Lynch in private before one of the lectures. And then afterwards, we sat down, and for an hour and 50 minutes, we got to talk about my diagnosis. And at that point, he considered me a colleague, and he encouraged me to have routine endoscopic surveillance annually. And he said that I could forward my pathology reports to him, and he would provide his feedback and insight. And he passed away on June 2nd of 2019. He was 91 and a half years old. And up until a month before he passed away, he was still conducting his hereditary cancer research at Creighton. So once he passed away, that's when I knew my purpose in life was to continue his legacy, educating medical students about attenuated FAP. Well, I undergo routine endoscopic surveillance. It was every 12 months, and 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, my surveillance revealed a 3 centimeter adenoma in my jejunum that wasn't there the previous year. The recommendation was to undergo a surgery known as a pancreas sparing duodenectomy resection surgery. And I was informed that there's a surgeon at Stanford University Hospital that performs these surgeries. So I was referred to this surgeon and had the surgery successfully performed. Surveillance is fine. It's now going to be every 2 years. My last surveillance was in August of 23, so I'll go back this year, and we'll see where we go from there. I had a lot to learn. I mean, but the thing is, I did all this. I've been self-sufficient the whole time. So, and my all my travels in the military, I just took this as part of my life's journey, and this was the next chapter. So, I know there's a lot of challenges. However, I don't look at a challenge as an obstacle. I look at it as an opportunity to overcome adversity. And so that's what I've done, and I continue to do that. At least I try to anyway. One of the things I did is I took the word adapt and I ended up making an acronym out of it that I could remind myself of pretty much on a daily basis. And that acronym for the word adapt is attitude determines the ability for a positive transformation. I mean, it could apply for many different things, but for me, it applied to, my diagnosis and living with an ostomy. Well, have communication with your family members as well as your medical team, and then try to learn as much as you can about the surgery, and then what it'd be like, after the surgery. I mean, reading, theory is one thing, practical application is another, but and then maintaining a positive attitude, and hopefully that will afford you the opportunity to overcome adversity. I had an epiphany about it was a little over a year after my surgery, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and the first two words on my mind were "forge ahead." So I turned on the nightlight. I wrote it down on a little notepad, forge ahead, and I said, FA. I said, forge ahead. Then I said, with a purpose. And I said, but that's FAP. I have attenuated FAP. What am I always doing? Oh, I'm always forging ahead with a purpose. And that's been my mantra ever since.